Welcome to Money Matters. I'm Jim DiDio, and look who we have back with us again, David Ebner.
Good
from
seeing you,
Merrill Lynch.
Jim.
How are you, David?
Fantastic. How about
Hey,
yourself?
listen, we got one heck of a show tonight. You know, we have CEOs, we have money managers. I mean, we have a lot of different people, but tonight we're going to have a cardiologist on the show. And I'm excited to introduce our guest, the CEO of Telemed Ventures, and it's Raj Shah. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you on the show.
Nice to be here.
So you have some very, very fascinating technology to share and some exciting news.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the company, and then we'll be looking forward to some more information.
Happy to.
Great.
Telemed Ventures is a company which we created which helps physician to do a routine office visit, not just the audio video chat which you see on TV, but actually be able to examine the patient, do the diagnostic clinical examination, just the way a doctor would do routine office visit. Like when you go to the doctor's office, you give your information, they take your vital signs, blood pressure, pulse, doctor then comes in and asks you questions, examines you, and then listen to your heart with their stethoscope, may do an echocardiogram. All these things we can do remotely. Thereby, patients don't have to actually go at a place where it is convenient for them, not just it eliminates the time barrier. On the other hand, physicians can be available from anywhere. They can practice using virtual office concept, practice from anywhere, anytime.
That's terrific. I mean, look, you're going to save time. You're going to save, and you know, as the population becomes older, there's going to be more of an interest. So it would be easier for doctors to take care of more patients then, too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also think about the access. Maybe in the urban area, we have
Right.
enough number of doctors taking care. But think about the rural and many areas of our country where it is so-called physician underserved. There are not enough doctors, or if they are there, they may have to travel 100 miles to get a doctor. These are the places which we can reach using this technology, where we can put this, I call it a mini clinic site, and where patients can go in. We can bring in the doctor at the other end, wherever the doctor is, and provide this service.
So I know David wants to ask a question, but I want to
Sure.
hit one follow-up. In fact, I don't do it often. I don't usually ask 3 in a row, and he knows it.
Nope,
But
it's
so does
important.
that mean that it will be cheaper to visit a doctor? I mean, it will be beneficial in effect that we'll pay less to see a doctor?
Absolutely. The cost of this visit, and I'll just share this with you.
Please.
We are in the process of creating a telemedicine clinic, whereby it will be a clinic site in a major retail chain, and Will say that at Walmart,
Wow.
where it will be more
I will
like
get
a
you out there.
walk-in
A lot of
clinic.
volume.
The patient will go in there. They will be received. There will be a medical personnel, receptionist and or nurse who would receive them, get the information, connect and bring the doctor at the other end. And doctor will then be able to conduct the medical visit, examine the patient, able to give prescription, create an electronic medical record. Will also make it possible for patients to look at their own record using the personal health record. And whole visit, everything would be priced at $59, which is
Wow.
half of
Right.
the regular doctor's office visit, which is about $100.
This seems amazing,
Yeah.
right? It saves time, which I know is in today's world. You go to the doctor's office and you wait, and then you go to the room and you wait. So it's a double wait, right?
Yes.
Because the doctor's busy with many patients, right? So it saves time and it saves money, which is, especially in healthcare, which obviously we all know is growing at an incredible rate. How does this all work?
How does this work? It is something which we have envisioned and created using the existing technology. Technology has been a major force, you can say, in the history of mankind. And if you want to take it as back as Stone Age, something simple as fire and wheel versus telephone, how it has changed the the mankind and what we do. And in last 30 years, think about computers coming in, internet, and all these things has phenomenally changed the way we are living and how and the comforts that we get. So we have this technology which comes along, and I have, in field of medicine, I began practice before computers came along in 1979. The first one, personal computer, was Apple IIe in 1979, which Steve Jobs introduced, and I very distinctly remember because I was 4 years out in practice at that time. So as the computers came along, I must say I'm probably an early adopter and learning computers, although I did not have any formal training. I have tried to integrate computers and technology in patient care. I always had this zeal to improve the patient cares, integrating technology, because technology has been always a tool which has helped mankind to do the things better, do it at times cheaper. Think about email. Now we can instantly do that and not have to use money to have to put a stamp on it, and we can reach hundreds and hundreds of people at
Well,
click
you
of
know,
button.
email has a double-edged sword. We sometimes talk about it here. I don't know how much it saves us in time.
Right.
With the
It
thousands
costs
that we
time.
get a day. Before, we didn't get thousands. But anyway, technology could take us to a lot of
So
places.
we integrated the technology. Now, something similar is available in last 10 years, but it is extremely expensive. I wanted to do something where I can bring down the cost of technology, not $20,000 to have this in an office setup, but maybe $3,000 or $4,000, where physicians can afford. The cost of implementation is lower, and as a result, we can pass that savings to patients, so it will cost them less. So I took the existing devices, integrated into software with some very, very expert team players that we have in TeleMedVentures, and we are very happy to say that we have created this system. And if any, I might be able to show you this and bring that on, just to show you what that is.
Sure.
So if you look at it, that's our solution. On the left-hand side panel, if you see all the devices, which is electronic stethoscope, EKG, the blood pressure machine, pulse ox, weight, etc. It's a Bluetooth integrated to the laptop, and laptop has the camera, web camera, and then other end we have provider physician with the laptop and web camera, and I have the server which connects both of them, and now we have a real-time audio-video visit. Doctor is able to examine the patient using those devices. Everything that he'll be able to do in an office setup. Only thing, obviously, he cannot touch the patient because we are still remote. However, that
Not yet, right?
not yet. The Carnegie Mellon is developing virtual touch technique, whereby
Wow.
you can take the gloves, touch it, and you feel at
Wow.
the other end. And when that
Soon.
happens, it will be absolutely a complete office visit that we'll be able to conduct remotely.
So I kind of understand how it works from a technology standpoint, but for the actual thing, you got the EKG, the blood pressure. What about taking blood? How would you be able to do that?
Certain tests, a nurse at the clinic site, particularly doing the finger stick, we can do it like blood sugar or ProTime or other, which can be done. Otherwise, we have to refer patient to a lab where they'll draw the blood.
Okay. So you won't be able to do
Well, so how much additional technology do you need at this point to complete your full cycle, or do you have it all, and when will it be released?
Well, we have all of this completed. We have the system. We are going to be implementing this, creating a telemedicine clinic, as I mentioned, at the world's largest retailer. And it will opening date, because they will start constructing this clinic in their store in January. And we'll be opening, my plan is to open on Valentine's Day, because I'm a cardiologist.
Yeah, of course. There you go.
I get the connection.
Yeah. That's great. So again, it seems fantastic and it seems revolutionary. What's holding it back? Why aren't hospitals knocking on your doors or doctors knocking on your doors? What seems to be the hurdle here?
Okay. To answer your question, let me just say, St. Mary Medical Center in Langhorne will be affiliated and will be part of our clinic, which will be opening in the Chamonix Mall Walmart store right there.
Okay.
So hospitals are coming along, but in general, healthcare has always been the last to adopt technology. For whatever reason, you would not believe, but in 1861, when stethoscope was first brought in the market, you want to hear what Sir John Forbes, not related to our Forbes, Malcolm Forbes, who was the chief editor of a British journal, said that, my God, this is complicated, doctors will never adopt that. Just a simple stethoscope. So medical profession is always kind of a last to adapt to technology. And you can see that after computer came in 1980, financial and all industries, everywhere you will see computer. We just began, even just the medical information coming electronically began in 2005.
So why is that?
Because we physicians are kind of used to just the status quo, just doing the same thing. Anything which affects our workflow is kind of a no, even though it may be very, very helpful. And I have found this, even I'll tell you my very first experience when TI-10 calculator came in 1973. I was doing my cardiology fellowship at Penn. It had square root function, and I wanted that. It was a special thing to get this thing to be used in our fellowship. So it's, for whatever reason, healthcare professionals are last to adopt the technology.
Well, what I like what you're doing is you're going to break that glass ceiling now.
Absolutely.
In addition, though, and probably even more importantly, you're going to make it available to the whole population, not just to the upper crust, which typically get the benefit.
Right.
And that is the driving force. I really, from day one I began practice, I had this burning desire and zeal to do something better, deliver the healthcare better. And I saw that integrating technology will help me to do that. So I've been early adopter. Even my office was first computerized practice management and word processor in 1982, which was before the Microsoft DOS came in 1984. I was using then old so-called CPM, NPM operating system. There. Because I can see that it really helps us. It's, and that has been a driving force. And now, beginning now that spiraling cost of the healthcare and people not getting it, the access is becoming a problem in rural areas and even in urban areas because it is so expensive. 32 million Americans don't have health insurance. People who are on fixed income, they have to choose between the food and the medicine. And this is where I think we can make a big dent by bringing in technology which actually lowers the cost, provides a better care, increases access to the medical care, and particularly the biggest driving force of in healthcare expenditure, which by the way is the largest GDP sector, 18%,
right.
$2.6 trillion, of which 2/3 is spent in taking care of chronic diseases. Chronic disease like hypertension, high blood pressure,
right.
diabetes, obesity, asthma. And this can be very easily handled by using kind of a technology that we are bringing in, where all these things can be easily addressed to. People can go and have a low-cost medical visit to intervene. They can have an early diagnosis and intervention before it becomes expensive later on.
Right. Again, it's fascinating. What about the hot topic, the security of patients' information? I'm assuming this is going over the internet or some type of a system like that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how can you, I mean, obviously very personal information that the patient can see and the doctor can see anywhere they're at in the world, why can't someone just figure out a way to extract that information?
Great question, and that's why the government has established specific standards, which is called HIPAA, privacy and security. So we have to make sure that we comply with that. The system is HIPAA compliant. That means there will be no information released without patient's implied consent. We have the best security available, which is with encryption. Standard requires 128-bit encryption, and our video conferencing is also encrypted, so it cannot be hijacked or broken into that. So it is a very, very reliable, secure, private, meeting all the government standards.
Great. Well, and it's also meeting Walmart standards, which probably in some
Absolutely.
cases are bigger than the government. So,
Yes, yes.
I'm curious to see or to hear from you. How did that go? I mean, when you vetted through Walmart, you go through the ranks there, right?
Yes, I did,
Yeah.
and I made 3 visits to Walmart headquarters in Bentonville, Arkansas. I met with the president of the Health and Wellness Division of Walmart, and I presented that right now there are regular retail clinics which are in Walmart, Rite Aid or as CVS or Walgreens, which are handled by a nurse practitioner. It's traditional in-person medical care delivery. Many clinics in the early stages have failed. They cannot make enough money because of the overheads, because of the person who has to be there all the time. The number of visits in a clinic on average is maybe 10 to 12, and that does not support
A day.
a day. So this makes it possible to have physician available. And by the way, we are actually providing a better care because we are bringing physician online,
Right.
not just a nurse practitioner.
Right.
Because we are bringing them remotely, they don't have to be there as a fixed overhead. We reduce the cost. And that was very appealing because one of the Walmart slogan is less money.
Right.
You pay less, and that's what it was. Plus, it is a Walmart social mission, which was providing access to people who are uninsured, access in rural area. This becomes very possible to do it and provide all, and current Walmart CEO's Michael Dukes is that provide everything under one roof. And I think we bring that. They've done a very good job at bringing pharmacy, making it cheaper, $4 prescription plan. They were the pioneers. And now bringing actually healthcare under one roof at a very, very affordable cost. That's why we meet their social mission. That's why they have given us, they have waived their requirement. They have given us permission to operate telemedicine clinic. These are the 2 pilot clinic that will start right here in our backyard.
That's terrific.
And once they are successful, obviously, we'll have access to many more. And literally, there are 4,400 Walmart in America and another 4,000 rest of the world. That's where our eyes are.
Well, Dr. Shah, we have less than a minute left. So what do we expect next? What are we going to see?
You're going to see this clinic open in February 2012 in Neshaminy Walmart, and another one in Willow Grove Walmart in probably April 2012. And we'll be providing service to local people.
Well, we'll look forward to that. How about the website? Do you have a
Our website, if they can go and see, is www.telemedvisit.com.
Well, that's terrific.
Fantastic.
Well, Dr. Shah, we're thrilled to have you on. We look forward to having this throughout the whole country through Walmart. And, we thank you for that.
Well, thank you very much. And also along with that will be St. Mary Medical Center, who will be affiliated with our clinic, will be sponsoring.
So you're
and
bringing
that's a great-
all the local homegrown stuff right
Right.
here, and we'll be on
Absolutely.
national news for that.
Right, and then we'll go nationally and globally.
Good.
Excellent.
Well, again, thank you, Dr. Shah.
Thank you very much,
appreciate
Jim.
you
Thank you
being
very
here.
much, David.
Thank you.
All right. So for our next show, we're actually going to go into insurance. Notwithstanding, I love talking about the medical field, but we're going to have Gary Miller from Miller Insurance Company. We've had him on once before, and he provides a lot of good information for insurance. So from our guests, Dr. Shah, David Ebner, and Jim DiDio, thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, David.